Welcome to the More You Look podcast. Welcome to the More You Look podcast.
Every now and then, a new trend comes up in the world, somewhere in the world. And most of the time, it starts from America. And when these things happen, you sort of wonder, who thought of this idea? Who sat down in their house and thought, you know what, today I'm going to go outside and plank on a car. Today I'm going to go outside and slap people for fun. Or today I'm going to create a video and call my parents a prostitute, fake scholarship video, and stuff like that. I really don't understand. Let's talk about trends, because there's a new one that's doing the rounds now. It's called the Crate Challenge.
Crate Challenge.
And when I first saw videos of this stuff, it came up with, it started from American. People will stack crates on top of each other, and then try to climb those crates to get to the other side and go all the way down without dropping off.
By this time, everyone actually knows what Crate Challenge means.
No, the thing is, everybody knows, but it's just that these things marvel me. I don't understand. I'm not saying I'm better than anyone. I'm not trying to sit on a high horse here, but it just marvels me. I'm not saying the world should be in a consistent state of seriousness because there's an ongoing pandemic, people are dying, Afghans are hanging onto planes and dropping off and whatnot. Yeah. Now and then we should do things to lift our own spirits and stuff like that. But Crate Challenge though, have you seen the way those people drop from those crates on their necks?
Bro, I think I'm not gonna try and be one only person that I've known.
That's the thing.
First of all, I was enjoying it, but like everyone, the first thing that came to my mind after was, dude, this is dangerous. Why do people get there? And you see people that are not even supposed to try it.
Honestly,
you see people trying to.
What you say? I have seen people built like a fridge doing Crate Challenge, man.
I've even seen. You can say, okay, let's not discriminate, but I've even seen, disabled people try it. You've not seen.
See, do you know what I'm saying? They stack these things 5-6 crates,
and there's baby crate challenge.
Honestly, I don't even want to see that. I do not want to see it. I don't care for it. What I don't get is, if you're gonna uplift your spirit, if you're gonna spread your positivity or something during hard times, why does it always have to be something that kills someone? I don't know if you know this. A woman in America has died from doing the Crate Challenge. Apparently, she was trying to climb on this crate on the concrete floor. She dropped on her head, you see, in an awkward, and she died.
Immediately,
I saw a video of it. I saw a video of EMTs attending to her and all that stuff. She died on the scene.
Dude, see, like I said, people would always have fun. Hey, what's it called? What's this?
Hear me out.
Wait, you know why?
You know when they were planking?
Africans.
You know when they were planking?
Hmm?
You know when they were planking?
Yeah.
When they were,
Yeah, I do the planking.
You could say that was fun because you had notable celebrities partaking. You had politicians partaking in it.
Let me ask you
and stuff. It's just about planking is actually a form of exercise. Actually,
it's done in the military. It's done in the military.
But here's the thing: why are people climbing on crates?
Dude, I don't know why you're not seeing it that way, but man, I think it's still fun though. You know why?
Yeah.
Let me ask you. Buggy.
How is it fun?
Buggy jumping or
bungee jumping? Yeah.
And the one is it the same as the one that you go up on hills, mountains, and all that?
Yeah. Zip lining. Yeah.
Zip lining.
Yeah.
So which one is more dangerous, zip lining or that one?
Hear me out. When you go for bungee jumping, when you go for zip lining, even mountain climbing, there are tools there to
safety
keep you
tools.
safe.
Yeah, safety
and
tools.
look at the statistics.
You know why there are tools there?
Yeah.
People make it as a business. Crate Challenge
is why.
It's not a business. It's
My guy.
People
People's have broken ankles, necks. Now somebody has died.
Bro, don't
You know
get me
what?
wrong,
I
guys.
sat at home watching these videos.
It is still stupid, but it is fun.
Oh,
You know the
wow.
outrageous one. You see a lot of them when they first started. It was done next to grasses, like fields.
Oh yeah. Some people
And all
I've even seen when it first started. I see some people put mattress
exactly on the side.
on both sides.
On the side.
So when they fall off,
Yeah.
they drop onto the mattress.
But the most outrageous one that I have seen
Yeah.
was one woman doing it on this thing. What's it called? The Hollywood Fame of Work.
Oh yeah, Walk of Fame. Yeah.
Sorry, Hollywood Walk
And
of
she
Fame.
dropped on her.
And
on
she
her
dropped,
neck.
and she was wearing like them. What do we call them?
Heels.
Trousers that.
Oh yeah,
that-
right, yeah.
No. You know them trousers that was raining one time that.
Oh,
you
boot
know,
cuts.
Boot cuts. She was
Yeah.
wearing boot cut, which can even slip into
Sky.
your shoes.
I have seen people attempt the crate challenge while wearing heels.
Heels. That's what I'm saying.
Now, this is the thing. I was watching it on my phone on TikTok or something with my daughter. Even my daughter, a young girl, was saying, "Dad, why? It's hot."
That's the same thing.
My daughter was pointing out that Dad is hot.
It's
Why,
hot.
why is he doing that? Like
That's-
why?
that's
But do you know why I
that's-
arrived at?
Yeah.
I don't know if you notice. You might find this funny. I am not. But hear me out. Hear me out. No, hear me out. Recently, I've tried to, sell some things on Facebook Market, as anyone would. And when you put a product on for sale, it's a market, digital market forum, Facebook Market. You put a product up for sale. You put the price of the product.
Don't get me
You put the
started.
condition of the product.
You put everything.
Hear me out. You put every information about this product. Alright? Apple AirPods, brand new, unopened, for sale, £150 as an example. And I got more than a dozen people. Do you know the first thing they ask when they inbox me? Is this for sale?
Yeah, that's. See,
Have I just chosen to put it on the Facebook Market if it's not for sale? Do you know the second best question? How much is it? Are you blind?
bro.
So do you know what I arrived at? That was easy going on because I don't sell things on Facebook Market normally. So I thought, let me give it a try. I've got these 2 brand new AirPods. I've got 2 laptops. And when you buy a laptop from Apple, they give you an AirPod or something for free. And the price of this AirPod is like $159.99. I thought, oh wow, I'll sell it for maybe £100 or £90. Let me just go. And everybody, how much is it? Is it for sale? Is it for sale? How much is it? So I sat down and I told my wife, I said, there's something we are not noticing. No, not that. There is something we are not noticing. Everybody goes around saying, well, when COVID happens to people, when you catch COVID, you lose sense of smell. You lose sense of taste. I'm beginning to think
that maybe
there are certain things COVID is depositing in people's brains
no, but
that we are not noticing. Let me tell you this because there is no other explanation for it, as far as I'm concerned.
Bro, back in secondary school, you understand? That's when I've noticed we're getting dumber by the day. You understand? Maybe because we've got a lot of things that make our life easy. Yeah, maybe because of that or something. Well, we're getting dumber by the day. And back in secondary school, you give somebody a flyer, and they're asking you, them crusade flyers, them church flyers.
Yeah.
You give somebody a flyer and they say, what's the name of the church? Dude, just look on it. Then you're about to go there and say, oh, what time is it? Then they ask all the information on the flyer on you. Then after I pass to about 10 people and they do that to me, I'm like, you know what? Don't worry, give me the flyer. You already have all the information.
But here's the thing. You have America.
Yeah.
A country that is fast going to shit. Let's be honest. These guys would rather call a cab to take them to hospital, no matter how bad the injury is, than to call an ambulance. Because of the high costs of healthcare in that country. Shouldn't they be the last people doing this bloody crate challenge? No, I don't understand it. But do you know what really gets my goat? What really actually grinds my gears this time around? Is when I see Nigerians I have seen few people in African countries, but most especially, we are at the top of the list when it comes to copying anything Western. Okay? We do not copy how the Western world has organized their countries, has built, their civil service, industries.
We the people, we copy.
All the things we copy.
The government,
yeah,
they don't copy.
It's insane. I saw a doctor on Twitter that posted something about, wow, the ICUs are filling up gradually with COVID cases. This is in America. Please don't do this crate challenge. Do you know that to the point where TikTok banned people from posting videos of crate challenge?
No.
Did you even know that? Yes, they did. So that they won't encourage.
What about Instagram?
They won't encourage the trend. We all know, we know the person that owns that outlet is a fucking moron.
He's still gonna do it eventually.
TikTok has banned it so that they will not encourage that trend. But what is it with Nigerians? You don't have doctors. The doctors are on strike. The few ones that are not striking are looking for a way out.
But in Nigeria, we have local. You don't
local what? Do you know how expensive it is to take someone to Gobi?
Yeah, they mean to Gobi. People in Nigeria,
those people you are about to talk about, the job people that set bones, do you think it's free?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they are local, you understand? So they don't rely on strike. Those ones they don't go on strike. It's cash. Quick money question. For grand,
but let's come down to a bit sane levels here.
Money for grand, back
Why?
For grand.
Why?
Like I said, fun, adrenaline.
It is not fun. There's no fun in it.
There's fun.
I have seen somebody carrying crate of egg and trying to climb on stout crate. Granted, our own crate of stout is way stronger than those ones you see the Americans using. But why? This guy fell so badly. I had to quickly. In fact, that was the last one I could take. I couldn't watch any more of any of those videos.
I still think people are having fun with it, but
I'm sorry, it's stupid.
If you're gonna do it, like I said, put in some precautions.
Nah.
And if okay, let me rephrase that. If you're gonna be stupid, put some precautions.
No, it's just I don't understand it. Because if you think about it, let's segue into more serious stuff. Doctors in Nigeria are leaving. I heard in the past 3 or 4 years we've lost over 7,500 doctors to foreign countries. There was a recent job opportunity that opened up. So from delegates from Saudi Arabia went to Nigeria to recruit clinicians, and people turned up in their hundreds.
Yeah.
But do you know what I don't understand is this Nigerian government sent soldiers there to tear gas them.
Because they don't know. They don't even know the implication.
No. You refuse to pay these people.
That's what I'm saying.
They had to go on strike. They were interviewing some of those doctors and consultants. One of them said, there are so many times he has to dip hand in his pocket. He's not getting paid though. He still has to dip hand in his own pocket to buy what he needs.
To treat patients,
because you know how it is. Once you're a clinician, your patients come first. You owe them a duty of care.
Yeah.
So this is what I don't understand. The idiot health minister came out to actually brag that, well, if they want to go, they can go. Because you know what he said? He said Nigeria has enough doctors, and if we don't, guess what this man said? And it was at that point. No, this is something we've already known for decades. But it was at this point I realized that we have actual lunatics in positions that they have no business being in. This man came out and said, if Nigeria don't have enough doctors, they will hire doctors from abroad. You literally are sending the ones you have out. So you are not paying them. That's the reason why the Nigerian doctors are leaving for greener pastures. You are willing to shell out way more to hire foreign doctors.
You think they will?
Because they will come and receive payments. They will receive their payments in foreign currency.
Nah, they won't get paid. They only get paid the first few months.
My guy.
Bonfrey Joe.
No. That one is Bonfrey Joe.
Bonfrey Joe.
You think? No.
What's this other one? West.
See,
whatever.
Sky.
Remind me of the name of the coach.
No. You are wrong. Let me tell you why. You are putting sports football.
No, I'm telling you how Nigerians.
Let me tell you, Nigerians.
employment.
Let me tell you.
No.
Nigerians
No,
cannot
sports or
employ
anything.
foreigners
Without
to
pay.
come and treat people. Do you know what those foreigners will do?
yeah,
Do you think those people are blind?
So,
These are people that have sucked up all our resources and still doing it directly and indirectly in different ways. You think that some white people will come from America or England or Canada or somewhere to go and work in Nigeria? They will not give you stipulations that you will pay 2-3 years before. They will collect 80% of their contract. Why are you talking like this when they already know your history?
Exactly.
Did they not know how you are treating your own people?
That's what I'm saying. That so if the doctors come and they say okay 1 year, they will collect some payment, but they're not going to get the rest.
Fam.
They're not going to get the rest.
Lunatics.
That's the way Nigerians treat in the UK.
They will leave.
In the UK, as a company, you know, I applied for a Kickstart program. You know, to create some jobs for 1 or 2 people here, you know, to join us. And I got turned down at that time, you know, because it was still during COVID. And I mean, they did probably, I don't know what they were thinking, but the way Western world works, governments, even though they have their own fallacies and, you know, whatnot, but that's not the point. The point is, in terms of employment, they are always looking for jobs for people because they know that maybe because they have a welfare system.
I'll ask you a question.
Maybe because they have a welfare system, and they're always trying to get people out of.
I'll ask you a question now. I'll ask you a question.
But they are always looking for jobs for people.
I agree. Okay.
Now they called me back to offer me that same thing to create jobs for a couple of people. You know. Does Nigeria have that? They don't have that. They don't care.
Okay, this is what I want to point out to you. While you are right, you are trying to compare now.
Yeah.
But hear me out. What you don't understand is, from history, let's forget football and sports. And those people you are talking about, Buffy Joe, whatever. What you don't understand is, they know their rights. They are quick to take the government to court. Government will end up paying 10 times what they owe them. They know this. Now tell me, do you know that expatriates right now, they work in Nigeria? You know that, right?
They work in Nigeria.
Do you think they don't get paid?
Femi, you're not getting me right.
I get what you're saying.
They will get paid.
You are saying that what you are thinking is
they will not collect 100%.
No, they will, and I will tell you why.
They will never collect 100%.
They will, and I will tell you why.
No, but nobody will pay you 100%.
Sky.
What if you die tomorrow?
Let me tell you why. It is no, I'm not saying 100% upfront. Hear me out.
That's what I'm saying.
The Nigerian government is deeply corrupted, yes or no? Or deeply corrupt, yes or no?
Yeah.
Corruption runs in their veins, yes or no?
Corruption.
Those politicians in power, the only thing they are there for is to loot.
Yeah,
yes or no?
corruption is learning from them.
So tell me, if somebody says we need 300 doctors, we need 10 neurosurgeons, and we will, split them up according to the states.
Yeah.
Do you think that person or people in charge of that project, if all the money to pay those people for 3 years, those 300 people for 3 years, is going to be say 20 billion, all right, naira? Do you think, so that those people can get what they will loot, they will not call it 300 billion?
Obviously.
Now, if they don't pay those people, and those people, they know eventually those people will come out and say, we've not been paid. Will they not trace that back to them? Like, you collected 300 billion. How is it these people have not been paid?
But who's going to trace it?
Another person that wants to get his own cut. Do you think the normal policeman, corrupt policeman on the road, the money they are taking, do you think it's for them?
Femi, okay, let me put it to you.
There is a hierarchy of corruption in Nigeria.
It this way. Now, the only way we hear about anybody chasing any money in Nigeria is if, like I've said this before on the podcast, is if you belong to an opposition. So if me and you now today, wait, okay. let me lie. If me and you today were in PDP, right? Then tomorrow you want to go and contest for governor of a state, and I want to contest for a governor of that state too. Then you decide to go to APC, and then I become PDP. Now, depending on my relation or each of us relationship with the ruling party in the president that controls the EFCC and ICPC, you understand? Whichever one of us has that link, that continued relationship, upstairs, that president can now mandate the EFCC or the ICPC to chase one of us. This is how Nigeria works. To chase one of us. Now, once EFCC carry me, for example, now, and you are the one that initiated it, right? They carry me. If I say, okay, you know what, I'm going to step down for him, but I'm still going to run as if this thing, but we know it's you that is going to. Then they say, you know what, nobody talks about me again in the news. I fade away. 2 years' time, I'm saying PDP, power.
All I know is
power. We are the real. That's the way Nigeria works.
Well,
nobody is chasing it. Femi, forget it. Nobody.
I agree with you. I hear you.
Obasanjo, when he was in, that EFCC chasing everybody, he bullied all of them. Not the same. This guy, Obasanjo run out of Nigeria, that was trying to escape with wearing women's clothes.
Yeah,
what's his name?
I'm trying to remember. I know what you're talking
when
about.
he went back down, is he not celebrated?
I get you.
He's gonna be the next kingmaker. Next election, just what? He's gonna be a kingmaker, or he himself. Who is chasing who?
Why you are right? Yeah.
Who is chasing who?
I say that to say, please. Not even Nigeria, you know. Don't see. You guys out there. There is no need for this.
We're stressing ourselves.
Please stop doing crate challenge for your own good. See, let's come back to the country we live in. I've not seen people doing it yet. But please, if you live in the UK, my advice to you, don't fucking do this crate challenge thing. A&E is always packed.
Otherwise, excuse my language, but fuck you next time when you say thank you NHS.
No, it's not even that. No, it's not even that.
Put the pressure on NHS.
I mean,
you understand, and go be a dickhead.
It's not even that.
Then,
Just don't do it for your own good. See, you are the one that will suffer. You will go to A&E and sit down for 4-5 hours. It's up to you.
Yeah, you know.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
when you eventually get referred to physio,
but even the staff still will bear some of the grunt, because when they get to A&E and you don't answer them on time, what do? They start being rude to you.
Now, there's something I want us to talk about. As you guys know, this is the More You Look podcast. I remain Femi Anthony.
And I am Dr. Sky that is running away from Nigeria to Saudi Arabia. What I don't even believe about this, Doctor, sorry to cut in again, is that people are actually leaving to Arab countries to practice. That's, do you know the height of desperation?
It's for the money.
No, the height of desperation that you have to be. You understand? To want to leave to Arab countries where we've seen the way foreigners are treated in Libya.
Are willing to bend
in Libya and all that.
Put their religions in the back burner because you have to live by their rules and their laws.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The desperation that your government might have forced you into.
Oh yeah. Well, it is what it is.
You understand?
It is what it is.
You know what? The thing about Nigeria is if you just start. It's difficult to stop, but the truth is, if you fancy your mental health, you understand, if you want to keep your mental health,
my guy,
just quit while you're still ahead.
It is.
Is it roads that we'll talk about? Is it roads? Is it, come on. Is it lights?
Brother.
It is what it is.
That's what it is. Moving on, there's something that is very important that I want us to talk about.
Yeah.
Because those who have followed us on this podcast from the beginning know that we are big on men's health. We are big on mental health generally. And, I would like us to get a bit vulnerable today, as we always have. I saw something on Twitter by somebody with the handle at CreamChic11. She said, one of the things I've learned as an adult is to avoid situations that trigger my anxiety. Once I don't feel accepted, instead of struggling to fit in, I quietly remove myself. She then continued by saying, bending over backwards to fit in makes me feel bad about myself, like people don't rate me. Now, when I saw that tweet, it sort of took me to a place where I could really relate to what she's saying here. Because for me personally, a big trigger for me is when I see people that I think I am cool with. Like, I've known you for so many years.
Yeah.
Now, Nee is not here today, our cameraman. Say Nee is another friend that we both sort of met along the way.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I'm cool with you. We have a friendship. If I have a falling out with Nee because Nee set out purposely to hurt me, to hurt my family, okay? And if I begin to see you hanging out with Nee, being chummy with Nee, now you've done nothing wrong. Because I believe anyone doesn't have a right to tell anyone else who
Want to do,
they can be friends with or whatever. But for me, it's a kind of trigger. And the best way for me to handle stuff like that is what? Like she said, remove myself from the equation. I leave you to continue your choice. For me, that's a trigger. Another trigger for me, this is a kind of a weird one, is I find recently that, because I'm an empath, I've found recently that listen to people's sad stories actually gets to me. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Like, for example, if somebody comes to me with a problem, normally I should be able to just say, oh no, I'm sorry, I can't help, and move on with my life. But I can't. And because of that, I sort of try to block things from my, I'm trying to devise a coping mechanism to stuff like that. Like recently someone hit me up on Twitter and said, oh, his daughter is not well, he needs, some financial assistance and stuff. And even though I couldn't help at the time, I apologized for not being able to help. I couldn't move away from it. I still found myself thinking about it, that, oh my God, I hope the girl is fine now. I hope he's been able to sort something out. Stuff like that. It gets to me. A colleague of mine, contracted COVID. It really, battered her physically and I'm sure mentally. And she would put videos on Facebook just to update people and make people realize that, look, COVID is real. Don't think this thing has gone. You get me? And every time I saw those videos, it just ruined my day. Now, she's trying to do something good by spreading awareness. But now, because of that, I stopped myself going on her page. Do you understand what I mean? Watching videos of black people getting murdered by the police, videos of violence, it now gets to me.
You can't help.
Even though we came from this, it is our background because of where we grew up. But nowadays, I find that watching those videos sort of gets me. So I get triggered very easily nowadays, and I don't know why. I tell myself, God, how is it in my 40s I've become this person where, and then I realized that it's because I finally found a way of connecting with myself, with my inner self. I now know who I am. I know what makes me tick. And I think until you get to that point, you will continue finding yourself, experiencing all sorts of mental trauma over things that you actually have control over. So I'm like, what are things that trigger you? Just name a couple, and how do you deal with them? I know on one of the episodes we talked about mental health and stuff like that, and you said, oh, you are totally into, editing video stuff and all that stuff. But that was how you coped with mental stress. This is trigger.
Yeah, for triggers now, I'm not sure I actually have a way to cope with the trigger, because if it's gonna come, it's gonna come. It's the after effect that I found a way to deal with, but just like you said, things get to me too, especially like if I can't help someone. That's usually like my biggest. In fact, if there's anything that will probably ruin me, is trying to help everyone. You understand? Even when I know that I can't really do that. But the truth is, I try myself. I try best to try and do something for the person. If anyone asks me, because for me, I'll tell you this. I've been, despite all the shortcomings that I used to hate about my life, now I understand better. But despite all the things that I used to say about my life, one thing that I've always been how do I put it, lucky about is that I always find people to help me. You understand? And I believe it's because I always help a lot of people. So you understand? Because I believe in karma. I believe, what goes around comes around. I believe in all those kind of things. So for triggers for me, if I can't help you, I start to feel bad. It takes days for it to go away, because I'll be like, then, at first, it will be that genuine feeling bad. Then maybe a day after, I'm like, what's this person gonna think? They're gonna think that you actually are capable of doing it.
So basically, it's the same thing. You just feel guilty because like kind of.
Then I start blaming myself. Then day 3, I'm like, dude, if you know yourself, if you can do it, you will do it without, But you can't. What are you gonna do? So that's how I've been able to cope with it. And the next thing, I just jump into work and just take that thing off my mind. But the trigger will come.
Yeah.
It will come if it's gonna come because it's not up to me. I'm not the one triggering it. It's other people.
Yeah, but don't get me right, because I want people who are listening to us and watching us to understand what I'm trying to do here. Yeah. I want people to be able to understand what their triggers are.
Yeah, you gotta know.
And how to avoid them. For me now, once I'm on Facebook, on social media generally, once I know that, oh shit, someone's put a warning here, violence. Like if you're going on Instagram, if somebody posts a very violent video, you get a warning first. Yeah. Then it's up to you if you want to click it and watch it.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna trigger myself.
Yeah, by clicking.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's a smart way.
Yeah, like maybe you're somebody who, gets set off by arguments. So the moment you feel that an argument is about to arrive, you remove yourself from. That's the kind of thing I'm saying.
When it comes to argument, because I don't know if any of my old friends can attest to this, but when it comes to arguments, oh my god, I stop that when it comes to argument, like if me and you fall out, you understand, and we start to get into it, I start to stutter badly. So a long time ago, I found out that, you know what, it's not worth it. What's coming to us is that we're gonna end up, boxing it out, right? Then, what's gonna happen a few days after? We're still having ourselves inside, beef. It could escalate. Someone could get killed. I could get killed. So a long time ago, I sat with myself. I'm like, it's not worth it. Like all that fight is not worth it. So what I do now is, once it starts to get to that level that I know that I'm starting to do my stuttering, then I know that there's a trigger.
You remove yourself from the equation. I just want to say that to say, and this is going to be one of your shots, your short videos. Yeah? Your life is happening, whether or not you are actively or passionately involved. I'm not gonna lie, adulting can be too much. It's a scam. And I say that because we watched our parents hustle to put clothes on our back, put food in our belly, put a roof over our head, and still somehow go about life. How many times have you seen your mom dress up to go to parties? You know what I mean? And still putting the house in order, watch your dad hustle and keep the family together and all that stuff. And we now are those adults that our children are looking up to. Like my daughter now, she just asks for anything. She doesn't even know the value of, And I think it's a cycle. We're there now, and now we've realized that, oh wow, our parents worked miracles that we did not know.
The thing that gets me every time is like, because I do a lot of self-reflection. So like, I forgot what my son did a couple of days ago. Okay, no, I was telling me and the missus were having a chat. I'm like, these kids, I told them, wash your hands, flush the toilet, make sure you clean the floor.
They never do.
You understand?
They never do.
And I keep telling them, at least if I'm at home with them, I tell them like 10 times a day.
They
never do. I'm like, so when I shouted on my son, I told my wife, now I know how my dad felt.
Yeah, I say that to say, with the way the world is today, a lot is happening. So no matter how down you feel, sometimes things happen to you that affect you mentally. You have no control over it. I just need people generally to understand that mental health is invincible. You can sound confident and have anxiety. You can look happy and inside you're miserable. You can smile, make jokes, and all that stuff, but you're depressed.
Yeah.
You can turn up to your school, to your work, to your place of business every day and appear fine to people.
Yeah.
But inside you are actually having suicidal thoughts. And I say that to say we need to be more kind to each other. We need to be more compassionate towards each other. Everyone is fighting a battle that you don't understand.
Yeah.
We don't all wear it on our face. You get what I mean? And it is very important for me to say this because I'm somebody that has battled depression and I'm not ashamed to say it. Okay? And one thing I realized during that period, the darkest times, is that everybody around me, even the people that I called my loved ones, friends, they didn't understand what was going on. In as much as I tried to, reach out to people, they thought I had an attitude. And because of that, I just want to tell you, if you're going through hard times right now, if you're going through stuff on the inside that you can't talk to anyone about, this is going to sound weird, but hear me out. Hear me out and see if there's any sense in what I'm trying to say. If you can't find a person to enjoy your company, enjoy your own company. If you can't find someone to support you, support yourself. If you can't find someone to love you, love yourself. Be the person that will break that cycle. Because depression is like a never-ending hole, like an abyss. And once you fall into it, it's so hard to pull yourself out of it. You get what I mean? By doing those things, you are showing people and telling yourself and others how to love you, how to support you.
Yeah, you can actually lead the way on how you want to be loved,
I think it's a two-edged sword thing, because when somebody is going through hardship, if they're going to mental health illness, it is so hard to tell somebody to love themselves when they don't even know how. Okay, how about if I have loved myself but still nobody wants to love me?
Yeah, it might feel like that actually. Because I don't believe there's anyone.
We live in a judgmental, bro. We live in a judgmental world.
Nobody is totality. You know that nobody.
That's what I'm saying. But what I'm trying to tell you,
it might not. We might not be those that you want to love you. Those you are looking, that you expect to love you. But there's always somebody to love you.
But bro, I'm telling you that people are taking their own lives daily because they feel so alone.
Yes, because the people they expect to love them, it might be your dad.
Yeah,
you know how many
but that's
kids,
true. That's true.
How many sons kill themselves just because they're looking for fatherly love? And,
that's true. That's true.
Like I said, it's who you expect. So my advice would be for anyone, struggling with this kind of thing is that try and open your eyes. Open the broad. I mean, there is someone that you are not seeing. You understand? There is someone. It might not be who you want.
Let me quickly interject to that.
You understand?
We are not psychiatrists on this podcast. We're not professionals. We're not. Yeah. So we're not therapists. So sometimes in giving advice to people, you might say the wrong things.
Yeah.
I do, because
no, advice is an advice.
Yeah,
it is not.
It's very delicate, because when one is down in that hole,
you don't have to take it. Yeah,
it's so hard to even reach out to people. It's so hard. It's so hard.
It is.
Which is what I'm saying.
Like I said,
you have to find something that keeps you up. For me, it was my kids. It was my wife. It was my family. I said to myself, my son is so young. My daughter is young. They need me. My wife needs me. I have to pull myself out of this mindset.
Yeah, like I said, anyways, if you can, it's difficult. Like I said, if you're actually expecting that one person, if you're looking up to someone, to reciprocate your love for them and all that, yes, it's gonna be tough. Love hurts most of the time. You understand? Most of the time. I wonder why they even use the red circle. Love hurts most. Love is pain, like serious pain. But bro, try and look around. There is someone that loves you, but you're not just seeing that person. You understand? So if you look around clearly, like most of the times that I've been really, 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 really low in my life, is the least expected people that pick me up. You understand? Like, Tokwe, shout out to you, man. Most of the time that the people I listen, when I met Tokwe, when I became close with Tokwe, who later became my best man at my wedding, and we've been best friends since. When I met Tokwe, the people that I started funky birthday with, I expected to really pick me up, you know, they were not there. They couldn't see me. But Tokwe, like, you understand?
I know it's a good dude.
You understand? It's the list. It's people that you don't. Like, this thing is difficult for me because, like I said, you won't see that person. You understand that? Because if you see that, if you can see that person in the first place, you wouldn't think you're lonely. So maybe that makes sense that way. If you understand, if I say I'm lonely now, that means I can't see those who are, who probably love me the way I am.
Speak to someone. Always, I pray that you have the strength to reach out. Because sometimes just talking about things, sometimes maybe your business is going hard. The number of times we've come here, you've told me about what's going on with your business. I've told you about what's going on with my work. And sometimes I drive off actually feeling better. Problem has not been solved.
Yeah.
But I just feel that, you know what?
It's off your chest a little.
You get what I mean? And sometimes you speak to people, they actually point you out to where you need to go, what you need to do, what you need. And or they know someone that knows someone that can actually help you in a kind of way to better your situation. And
I'm talking more about speaking to someone. Sometimes even speaking to a stranger might even be even a lot better than speaking to people who you are close with. You know why? Because you probably won't see them again, especially if you're talking to what's it called, charities like the Good Samaritan, the Samaritans, and what's it called, mental health help centers. You might not see them again. How are they going to judge you? What you are feeling ashamed of, what you think they might judge you for, they're not going to see you again. So it might be even easier for you to speak to a stranger. You understand? So
take care of yourself, take care of your mental health. Don't just wallow in depression. Please reach out to someone.
Speak to someone,
okay? Moving on. Somebody put on Twitter again at Aditola OV. It said something about another lesson. It said, not all wealth and success is the direct result of hard work. Chance has a huge role to play in how people's lives turn out. Poverty is not always due to laziness either. Too many people underestimate the randomness of chance in how people's lives turn out. And you know when I say that, it actually hit me hard.
Some people don't believe me. I always say something to people, but unfortunately for me, no. Actually, I've got some evidence for it, but I don't want to share that. But I always say something to someone. When people say, dude, you work too hard, you did this, I'm like, dude, I'm not working hard because I want the equivalent of that hard work in money. No, I'm preparing a lot of things for the right opportunity, because so many times when I was younger, in my 18 to maybe 26, there were some opportunities that came to me and I wasn't ready. There were chances that I wasn't ready to fling. The baton was passed to me. I didn't prepare myself. You understand? So the next years of my life, from that 26, I started preparing for a whole lot of stuff. And some of them, like I said, I've got some evidence, but I don't want to share.
Because even the Bible, if we're gonna go religious with it, the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 9, verse 11, even says that I returned and saw under the sun.
Jesus, preach, pastor.
I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor riches to men of understanding, nor favor to men of skill, but time and chance.
Time and chance.
Happeneth to them all.
But you gotta be ready. You gotta be prepared.
You have to be ready. That was what Eminem was saying in 8 Mile.
Yeah, exactly.
He said, "This world is mine for the taking."
Even that's one mic.
You know.
So I mean, you just if you're not there yet, don't stop. I think most of the time when we read inspirational quotes and whatnot, and people say, "Oh, what's it called?" and people talk about, "Don't give up, continue." You understand? You know why? Why you gotta continue is because if a chance comes, you gotta be ready. But when you give up, what happens? Even if a chance comes, you might not even spot it. You might not even, exactly. You might not even know that this is a chance. You understand? You might not even know that this is a chance. That's the thing. You know? So
or like, you caused me a problem now. That one mic you said now is playing in my head. I remember when I used to like to mime that song.
Yeah,
it's all gone now, man.
Didn't you have like a nice tattoo or something?
Like, man, no, that was when we were teenagers, bro. Today we've covered the crates, stupid crate challenge. We've covered, just rounding up. We've covered what's it called? The doctors absconding from poverty. We've covered.
There's so much we want to talk about.
Yeah, there's more we want to talk about.
Keep the episodes too long.
Yeah. Because some of you have said, some of the episodes are too long. We should keep it short and sharp. And because I took, a lot of the comments we read, majority are pointing towards having shorter episodes, which is understandable. It's okay with me. And I would have loved to also talk about King of Boys, that we can round up.
Yeah, let's do that.
What do you think about King of Boys?
Well, again, it's
on Netflix.
Yeah.
If you've not seen the first part, if you don't understand, go on Netflix and search for King of Boys. It's a Nigerian movie, okay? And now the part 2, because the part 1 was 3 hours, and it felt a bit long. Even though the acting was incredible, it felt a bit long. So what she's done now is she's released the second part in like a mini series. So it's got 7 episodes in around about 7 hours, which is absolutely amazing. Personally, I think the writing is spectacular.
Who wrote the movie?
Kemi Adetiba. She wrote and directed. Okay. Acting out of this world, according to Nigerian standards. The casting is wonderful. Personally, I give it 9 over 10. What do you think?
Talking about be ready, when that chance comes. I feel like Kemi Adetiba, what's it called? Some, Nollywood actresses, actors that we've, been seeing their movies in the past. We love how they tell the stories, but the quality of the production might not be as great.
Yeah, but what you're trying to say?
Them meeting all together in this production.
Yeah. Wonderful. I felt really nice, really happy to see my mommy Taiwo Ajayi set, who I've not seen in a long time in movies. Shola Shobowale fucking killed it, fam.
Yeah, I mean,
and I loved
that woman.
I don't want to drop spoilers, so we have to be very careful.
That woman, man. Nah, she's awesome.
But do you know why this?
Sometimes I feel like I want.
She's everyone's auntie.
I want that to be my auntie.
She's everyone's auntie. You know that. She's everyone's auntie.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I don't normally fans.
Oh yeah. No. You have to give. You have to give kudos where kudos is due.
That woman,
great work of art. The project itself. And do you know why it stands out for me personally? Is that I've seen a few of the movies that have come out recently that have gone straight to Netflix. These movies went to cinemas in Nigeria before finally ending up on Netflix. I don't know if you've seen Nick at the Pretty Serpent.
No.
It was like a sequel to the original that was done like 25 years ago or something. Yeah. You could see that the budget is a very high budget movie too. Mm-hmm. But for me, that movie would only get about probably 5 or 5.5 over 10 because it dragged. The scripting for me was bang average. The casting was okay, but overall, it just didn't hit home for me. But if you look deeply, if you are somebody like a movie connoisseur as I am, as I figure myself to be, look at the lighting, the casting, even the CGIs, the places where there was a gun war, the places where the car exploded, they made it look as real as it could be. 5-star for Kemi Adetiba. Salute to you, great work of art.
She's just like
amazing acting. And I hope he gets awards.
She's doing us proud. I hope
he gets awards. Yeah.
And I hope. Wait. Let me just say this because I always think this when I see successful Nigerians. I hope she brings up. She brings some other young ones. She doesn't have to. This is the problem. See, this is the problem with us. She doesn't have to. No. This is the problem with us. We ask too much of these people. Yes. And I just think it's unfair. I get what you mean. Yeah. Obviously, what I was going to say is inspire. Yeah, I was going to say I hope that people get motivated. Exactly. You get me? She doesn't have to. Like wonderful movie, wonderful series. And I say that to say, to round up this episode, be the person, like I said earlier, who breaks the cycle. If you were judged, choose understanding. If you were rejected, choose patience. Choose acceptance. If you were shamed, choose compassion. Be the person you needed when you were hurting, not the person who hurt you. Till we see us or hear from us in the next episode. See you later. Bye.